Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Uh, Everything's falling over and stuff. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I think I got everything together. A lot of. Wonder if I take that out. No, make me a little darker. We can take that back in. Undo this. Well, all right. Getting myself together. That's always, as always, we give out some high vibrations. So let's give out the high vibrations. Whoa, that really sounded good. That sounded good to me. That's very relaxing to hear the tuning fork with the big bowl kind of mix, because I can't do them both at the same time, but on the machine I can. Well, greetings. This is Big Pontiac, the Time Walker. This is the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the one and only Galactic Daddy, and thank each and every one of you coming to my galactic patio, which reaches from Minnesota to the universe, baby. So, so we just basically got done with all the games but one from week three. Week three. And week three wasn't so kind to me, but I made some stupid picks too. I had put a question mark about a Vikings game. I kind of, but and that was an emotional pick because they played so bad last week that I that was an emotional pick that I went with the Bengals because but again, like like did you notice the Packers game block field goal that could have won the game? We had my Eagles win on a block field goal, and then we had a third game with a block field goal. I mean, it's almost like a baseball game. Like, I don't know if you guys listen close enough, but over the years, like if one dude hit 3 or 4 home runs in one game, it's somebody across the country that does the same thing. And so that's why we saw all the block field goals today. I mean, it's a reoccurring theme that they've scripted in there. Because really, Green Bay should have won. It was a short field goal that suddenly the tight end didn't block. And then what was the one where the dude jumps over? What was it? Oh, the Tampa Bay game where the dude jumps over the guy. If a dude jumps, all you got to do is stand up. You're going to flip him. But no, the lineman just stands there and stands down. So, but Tampa Bay still end up getting that. So, of course, I got the Bills games. I got the Eagles. I got the Colts. I got the Commanders. I got the Steelers. That was one I changed, and I did end up winning that one. The Bucks, the Chargers, the 49ers, and the Chiefs. So I won 8 games, and I lost 6. I lost the Vikings and the Bengals. I lost the Texans, Jags. I had originally picked the Jags, and then I changed it to the Texans. The Falcons got beat. The Packers, I lost that one. I lost the Saints, and I lost the Cowboys. And the Cowboys made the Bears look like a Super Bowl team. So I end up 9-6 today, which will put me. Without tomorrow, right now, I would be at 37, 36, 36 and 11. So for the year, that would make me 36 and 11 for the year. So I'm still doing pretty decent. The only games I was really fooled by, um, the Jags. I had originally picked the Jags, and then when I did my review show, but when I just did all the picks, I had picked them, and so that was one I should have picked up. But the Vikings, I definitely should have picked up, but that was emotional. I was like, these motherfuckers can't play, so still not bad. I'm still 36 and 11 for the year. So, um, like we just saw. If you just got done watching the game, oh, and if I didn't say what's happening, PJ. But if you guys just got done watching the game, where was Russell Wilson throwing them last passes? Like that made no sense. Where were those last passes going to? I mean, he got called the one, and like the one he got called intentional grounding, the dude had inside position. His tight end had inside position on a smaller man. And if that ain't what you want, what do you want? And every time he threw over the head. So that really made it look fixed. Like Russell Wilson wasn't supposed to score no more. But that made it really look bad fixed. That made it look bad fixed. Because he threw every pass over the last four passes he had at the end of the game. He threw over their heads. But the one they called that he threw the ball away, that one his man was open. His man had inside position, and he still threw it over his head. So I don't know what that was about. That didn't look good. The Chiefs don't look good either. Um, their defense, they don't have any wideouts that can really separate. That one throw that Russell Wilson made, though, I'll say that towards the end, that one throw, the dude caught it on the one. That was a good throw because three people was basically there, and the guy sold out and made a good catch. So that was definitely a good catch. But Russ Wilson throwing it, they want to dart in. You hear the boos. Oh yeah, yeah. They. Well, I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually. He's doing scout team, so that's good. That's good preparation to go against the number one D. Because when you're doing, when you're doing scout team and you're the other team, I mean, you're getting a lot of preparation in that too because you're getting some live. I mean, they ain't gonna be able to hit him, but you're gonna get that live action, almost like game time situation. You're gonna be running the different schemes, and like they say, um, like one thing you do have to like about Pat Mahomes or Patty Mahomes is the arm angles. Like a pitcher. And there's some dudes in college that can't make those arm angles. It's like this or nothing else. Where you could see if they could you know, just change the arm angle a little bit. I told you I shot a jumper over the dude. Dude thought he had blocked my shit, and I just threw my shit out here and flicked it with my wrist. So you got to have those different arm angles. And they were saying that he um the dart was doing that pretty well. So I mean, we'll see him eventually. They don't, but I mean, why throw him to the fire? Let him learn. Let him get used to game planning. And they got him in one play. And it was a pass play at that. They got him in at a pass play at that. So they're not a good team. They're not a good team at all. They look better this week than they looked last week, but not a good team overall. Kansas City's not a very good team either. Um, they have trouble with the run, and that's how the Eagles killed them last week. That's how the Eagles had killed them in the Super Bowl. They couldn't stop them from running, and so they have weak run defense. And that Scatborough, I mean, he looked good. The dude from, I think he went to Arizona State. He looked good. He had a good little game against them. So it was entertaining. So yeah, I'm 36 and 11. The most I can be tomorrow is if the Ravens don't win, I'll be 30. If the Ravens win, I'll be 37 and 11. If the Lions win, I'll be 36 and 12. So there it is. I'm way over 50%. So pretty good for the year. The baddest week so far. It was the roughest week so far for me, but that was my own fault. It was two wins I definitely should have got that I kind of ignored my own I guess intuition, my own Jimmy the Greekin. So got those few wrong, but that was all. So I just want to come on today. I'm not going to be on terribly long because I'm have a busy day of playing pickleball tomorrow. Last Friday I went to Lifetime, man, and went in the hot tub and got all that inflammation out my knee. I still iced them when I came home, iced them and put the electric stim on, but still got a lot of that inflammation out. So I feel better. Didn't play all weekend, kind of rested, but definitely gonna play because it's raining right now. It was pouring like a motherfucker. We had hail and shit earlier. That's the RB from Arizona State that was killing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he played well. Whoops. He played well. He looked good. I mean, he runs low. Like I even like that Raiders. I heard people trashing that Raiders running back, the little short one, but man, he runs hard and he has good balance. It's interesting. They gave Scottsboro 44, and that's interesting because that'd be Kyle Rote's number. I guess that would be the most famous Giant that wore 44 was Kyle Rote Senior, and I think no, I'm thinking of Dub Jones that that has had 6 touchdowns too, like Gale Sayers. I think it was Dub Jones, but and I know a couple other cats that have 44 over the years, but none of them. I think Kyle Rote was probably, and he played on. I want to say Kyle Rote played on the '58 team that won a championship. And maybe I'm getting my years a little wrong with Kyle Rote. If those of you old enough to remember, Kyle Rote Jr. was in the early American pro soccer league. Kyle Rote Jr. was a soccer players. I don't know if y'all remember that. The first game had Pele. Pele played for both teams. Y'all remember that shit? The first pro soccer league in America, Pele played for one team the first half, and he played for the other team the second half. And Pele is a motherfucker. You study him in when he was younger in the World Cups. He was quite that bicycle kick. They had never seen anything like it. So so it's a good study. But college games were pretty decent yesterday. Guess my talking voice ain't ready to do talking. But there's some decent games yesterday. Michigan looked good. Notre Dame still they lost again. So, but Michigan looked good. Michigan looked pretty good. Um, Trying to think who was the late game that was ranked number 4. PJ, who was ranked number 4? Well, we can look it up. What's the ratings today? NCAA ratings. NC NCAA football ratings. Enter. LSU look good. Ohio State still looks really good. So they put this. Is this new for this week? Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Let's go all the way. All right. So we got Ohio State. Oh, let me share it. So we have Ohio State, Miami. That's who look good. Miami looks real good. They look real good. Yeah, I watched them last night. They look real good. Penn State has a big game coming up. Penn State's 3, LSU's 4. Georgia, I don't know. We'll see. Georgia's 4, Oregon 6, Oklahoma look good. Florida State look good. Texas A&M look good. And Texas, I think he threw 3 or 4 touchdowns. Indiana still is going to be a nice sleeper. Uh, Excuse me. Texas Tech look good. Ole Miss, Iowa State. Um, I don't know. I'm still not that impressed with them, but Tennessee, Georgia Tech is another sleeper. Alabama, I don't think this is their year. Vanderbilt, yeah, they're only gonna let them go for so far. Michigan, Missouri, USC look good. They beat Michigan State. Notre Dame, I'm surprised with 2 losses, they're still keeping them in there. So it makes me think they got big things for Notre Dame. Because look at this, they got 2 losses and they're still ranked 22nd. They are the lowest. No one else has 2 losses and still in the top 25. Illinois, TCU, and BYU, which so trying to think of who does Dion and them play. And Dion, I don't know. I had predicted that Dion was going to win 7 games, but I don't know now. I don't know if Dion going to get 7 games or not. Oops. So maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll be lucky to get 7 games. So we'll see. I don't think so though. But I mean, I had predicted that, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to get 7 games. The Miami Florida was a good game. Too bad Florida has been every game they've been a little bit overmatched. So yeah, block kicks throw NFL into chaos. Yeah, that looks like a script to me. You know, and it's funny with this YouTube shit. Like these motherfuckers hate when I do lives. They really hate when I do lives. Like they punish my channel for doing lives. Oh shit, I didn't hear about this. Y'all hear about this shit here? Indianapolis mass shooting leaves 7 shot, 2 fatal. I did not hear about this. Huh. Let's see it. At least 2 people were killed and 5 others were injured when gunfire erupted early Sunday in the parking lot of a shopping center in Northwestern. So why are they shooting each other at the shopping center? Mass shooting after, okay, 2 a.m. So they out hanging after the club. No arrests have been announced. Officers went to shopping center after receiving a report a person was shot there. According to police, officers arrived and located 5 victims. All sustained injuries consistent with gunshot wounds. Well, that's a damn. 2 of the victims were pronounced dead at the scene. 3 were taken to the hospital. Whoa. Whoa. So people hanging out after the club. Yeah, you never know. You never know. You just hanging out. You just hanging out. You never know what could just happen. That's why I don't hang out as much as I used to. I used to be a hanging out motherfucker, but as you get older, that ain't that important to you. Um, oh, another shooting? Damn. Deadly club shooting in New Hampshire? What is this? Let's see if we can hear this. Damn. Where we at?
More now from ABC's Rena Roy.
Tonight, a 23-year-old is behind bars after a deadly shooting.
Person is dead and several others. New Hampshire, a gunman opening fire during a wedding reception. 1 person is dead and several others injured. And why police are praising the actions of some guests. More now from ABC's Rena Roy.
Tonight, a 23-year-old is behind bars after a deadly shooting at a New Hampshire country club.
We have a report of 1 person being shot in the face.
The suspect, Hunter Nato, facing second-degree murder charge.
Ever get assigned the universe?
Okay, we got the gist of the story. New Hampshire, you know what kind of people it is up there. So, it ain't one of us. Not in New Hampshire, but baby, not in New Hampshire. Somebody else for sure. So, but I mean, it's a Grey's actor Anthony Edwards. I don't know this nigga. Do y'all know him? Y'all know this dude? Where's he at? Grey's Anatomy, Anthony. Ooh, where am I at? Oh, there I'm at. Okay, let's check this out. If y'all heard of this dude, dead at 46, was driving alone on Sunday night after watching a movie. Christian said his car was reportedly struck by a vehicle traveling in the wrong direction. Oh, wow. He also appeared in episodes of Charmed, Practice, and Grey's. There was appeared in several films. Where's a picture of him? Okay, no, he don't ring a bell. But obviously a football sports sacrifice. So obviously it's football sports sacrifice. So I mean, we're not surprised when these mugs die between now and Super Bowl. I mean, it's all for entertainment. Is that? This can't be my phone making all that noise. Let's turn all that shit off. Okay. I don't know where that shit be coming from. I don't have email or nothing on this computer. Nothing but search shit. But that's about it. And it's this Tuesday. Um, my youngest son turns the big 23, so it's kind of funny, you know. I was there for all of my children when they was born, and now to see my youngest son about to be 23. And and as much as it did bother me him living here, because he's my son is one nasty person, and I mean nasty in a way that he just don't really like. Like he only things only matter to him when he's using it. Like he won't throw away. Like I'm still finding shit under the bed. I'm still finding shit where, because I'd go in the room, I had to water my plants. And so I was still coming in the room, and, so I'd see just shit everywhere. I'm like, man, pick up, pick up. He wouldn't pick up. Even in this room, he had shit just thrown all over. I finally had to put all this shit in the corner. I'm like, dude, I use this room. I'm meditating here and I can't have chaos. Uh, so, but he's on his own, so I'm kind of cool with that too. Uh, Oh, victim New Hampshire County Club shooting identified as dad who died while protecting his family. Well, I guess that's what dads should do. That's what that's what dads should do. You should protect your family. That is your thing. So that's a good dad. I mean, I think anybody would be happy for that. Um, for you to take a bullet or your children live. Um, that's how it should be. My daughter might be nastier than her brothers, pissing me off. Oh man, like my son, since he's a little boy, I've been telling him like he gets water bottles and he'll chew on the caps. I was like, man, you can't be chewing on the caps. That shit is gonna get you sick eventually. And again, I ain't trying to spell on him, but I just don't think it's healthy. He's like, oh, I looked it up online. There's nothing that can happen to you for chewing on plastic caps. And I'm like, why would you want to? That's just some nasty shit. And then like, and not just chewing on them. This motherfucker will chew on them, and when he's done chewing on them, he'll spit it out just anywhere. I'll find it in my living room. I'll find it in my kitchen, and that's just nasty. It's just nasty. Um, and so, it was frustrating living with him. It's like I didn't really want him to live with me. He fucked his own self up, and is why and he had to live with me. It was on him. Yeah, yeah. So it's just spit the shit up. It's just anywhere. And again, when he uses something, it only matters to him why he's using it. So it doesn't matter what it is. It could be worth something 10,000 or something worth five. No matter when he's done using it, he has no other thought about it. That's why he would go over to people's house and would come back, wouldn't have the hats, wouldn't have his socks. Like one time he had a knee brace. He had hurt his knee. I'm like, where the knee brace? Oh, I left it over so and so's. Like, dude. You know what? But that's just how he is. He just nothing's important to him unless he needs it. That's when it's important. Like when he was little, he lost almost $2,000 worth of tools when he was little. I had about 1,000 worth, and my daughter's mother had about 1,000 worth, and he lost both sets, all the tools, because he would take them out and go to play. He was probably in second, third grade, and he would just go on our tools, don't say shit to us, take the tools to the playground, and eventually all the tools was gone. Like, why did you take the tools to the playground? Oh, I was gonna take something apart to playground. Don't ask us or nothing. And we go use the tools, and the tools is gone. Two fucking sets, $1,000 sets of tools, and he lost them all. Oh, and he always like, oh, you still bring that up? Yeah, like that shit was, that stuff. It cost more to replace now. So so. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. But yeah, so good luck to him. Happy birthday to him in a couple days. It's joyful to see your son get older and be a man. My daughter adores him because, again, that's her closest brother. He was 8 when she was born, almost 9, but he was 8 when she was born. So they have a bond that, they talk every day. He calls her little nigga. That's what he called. Oh, you guys watch Lobo's breakdown of him. It was pretty good. His breakdown of him was pretty good. I think I forgot to mention about the wife being a witch. But that was a breakdown. I mean, he did a great breakdown too. I think I did a great breakdown too, but he did a good breakdown as well. I'll be forgetting the names and shit, but he did. So watch, tune into Lobo. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you very much. And then my A&T got killed. Our rival is North Carolina Central, and I don't think North Carolina Central is still division. I don't think they're Division One. I think they're still FS FCS, not FSS, but I think they're still technically Division Two. And um, A&T got beat 62-20. Last year they got beat 66-0. This week they got beat 62-20. So, and they're not even Division One, I don't think. So, but that's the biggest rivalry game. I never lost from them. We beat them when we won the Gold Bowl. We played them the last game and beat them. I caught a pass, and then we played them in the Gold Bowl. I caught a pass in the Gold Bowl too and beat them. So, um, I never lost to them. But then again, I never beat South Carolina State either. So beat Howard. I split with Howard. We beat them one year and they beat us one year. So beat Florida A&M. Split with them. I lost to them twice and beat them once. Never beat Tennessee State either, but they had Richard Dent back then. So we had a decent team though. They called two when we played them down in Tennessee State. They called two touchdowns back. We had them. We had them. They had to cheat and they cheated. They definitely because it was both like quick hitters, quick dives at fullback. Nobody touched him. Oh, holding. Now the dive, you pretty much just blocking straight ahead, so you don't really have to hold anybody because the hole, opens up so quickly that you don't really have to hold. But they cheated us. Howard cheated us too. When we played up there, they cheated us. Quarterback makes a fake. They blow the whistle, and the quarterback running down the sideline by himself. So, yeah. But Tennessee State really cheated us because we was on their ass. We were definitely on their ass. So, but man, how's the weather everywhere? It's gonna be nice. Like it's raining now. We kind of got a little bit of storm, but it's not bad. It's a casual day. Sundays I don't really do nothing. I just chill. Like if people wanted to play pickleball early, I would have played. I've signed up to go inside too. So it depends on how wet it is. But I'm gonna go outside to see if I can play outside at first if it's not too wet, and then try to go inside, play for maybe an hour, and then hit the hot tub or just work out. A lot of times I just don't mind playing and working out with people because a lot of people been coming indoors. Can't it's been very few. Like when we played Friday, it was only 5 of us that was really competitive. Everybody else was kind of novice, but I'm still putting that work in on folks. I still having fun though. And that's all it is. I'm still in pretty good shape. Just I don't know. I'm pretty sure I tore my MCL, so it's kind of sore, kind of sore. But in the 70s, looks like it's about to rain 4 days straight. Yeah, it's gonna be in the 70s all week here. So we getting our rain right now. It's rain. It's sound like maybe it stopped, but it was raining, and it sound like maybe it stopped raining. But yeah, yeah, he did kill it off the rock. Hey, Hove, what's happening? But yeah, Lobo killed it. He did kill it. He did kill it. So, but thank you, Hove, for joining. But yeah, so we're gonna have a mile week, and so I think I might go to the high school game Friday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm coming back Wednesday night or Thursday to make next week's picks. I haven't even wrote it down. I'll probably when I get done here, I'll probably write it down. See how everything's looking. I still Wirtz. I don't know if you guys was able to see the Vikings game, but every time Wirtz scrambled, he runs to his left. Like he's predictable. You could like really, you could predict like put pressure and he's gonna roll left. So cut the left off, keep him in the middle. But his passing was decent. His passing was decent. It almost looked like they wanted JJ to look bad and bring him in. So I don't know. I don't know that so that kind of looks kind of odd, that looks kind of odd. So all of a sudden the line could block, you know. all of a sudden they can block when they couldn't block in the D, but again, they didn't play a terribly good team. So uh they Cincinnati looked better last week than they looked this week. They didn't look good against the Vikings at all. And the turnovers, turnovers killed them. So it was a fun day for the Vikings. Fun day for the Vikings. Um, and my son was all hyped. He was on Facebook Live almost all day, off and on, cooking some shit. So, uh, so it was a good day here in Minnesota. Damn. Oh, and the Lynx won, and I would dare say predict that the Lynx are gonna win it because they threw it away last year. That one number 4, I think is her name. I made a video about her last year. You can go back and check that out where she lost the game on purpose last year. And then remember they called a bogus foul that helped New York win. It was a straight up bogus foul, and that's what gave the game to New York last year, if y'all remember. So, but I think that because of the Lynx and the girl throwing away last year, I think they're gonna let them win it this year. So, but the New York people was looking salty. They was looking real salty. Their interview, they wasn't very happy. But I guess when you lose like that, you shouldn't be very happy. So, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. And this is the funnest time of year. Hockey is in practice. They're about to start playing their exhibition games. So the women know how to act too, throwing games. Oh, of course, all pro sports. It's all pro sports. That's why I like the banana teams. They show you it's just entertainment. They show you it's just entertainment, and that's it. It's just entertainment. It's not anything real. It's all scripted. It's all predetermined. And I know Quantum of Conscious wants to say that everybody doesn't know, but they do know because they've been doing it since college. And now, with all the money from high school can have NAL, it wouldn't be surprising me that the high schoolers are doing it too. Now, would all the high schoolers have to be involved? No, not really, not really. And again, you can fix the game just by the scheme and the plays you run. You can, it's like chess. You can watch film, and you can talk to the coach and say, okay, I'm gonna put him in this defense. You run this. I mean, that's really how it's done. If you look at it, if I'm in this is more than likely going to work. So I mean that's kind of how it goes. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And so it's I mean it's sports entertainment, and there's nothing else to look at. There's no other way to look at it. It's sports entertainment. We got government entertainment, we got sports entertainment, we got movie entertainment. So I've been seeing people, I guess, a lot of people are leaving Atlanta, shooting overseas. A lot of people live in California. I mean, how long did California think they could tax all these people before that movie business was going to say, we can go make movies cheaper somewhere else? They already should have learned when Atlanta did it. And now California's hit. But it, again, put a lot of people out there in the entertainment business out in California. People don't think about the stage hands, the behind the scenes, people. Shit, what did I listen to? Mel Gibson said it was cheaper for him to fly people to Bergania, whatever you call it. He said it was cheaper to fly people there, put them up for 3 days, feed them, than to shoot 3 days in America. So that tells you how much cheaper it is other spots. I think people can hear the announcers on the field. Oh, hey, them OCs and DCs are talking. Yeah, OCs. Yeah, oh yeah, the coordinators definitely. And that's it. That's it. You look on the films and see what people do, what their tendencies are. But that's how you script it. Again, the easiest way to say is you put fast on slow. That's about the easy. You put weak on strong, strong on weak. You dig. It's like they let that person jump over them, and the guy, all you got to do is raise up. All you got to do is raise up. You see the dude standing there right in front of you, and you ain't gonna do nothing but stay bent down. So, very suspect. Very, very suspect. It was very suspect. No, that's what happened. They didn't pop up. They did not pop up. So, but that's and that's why when you pick games, you gotta look at um you got to look at the fix of the game. And even like I showed a video, and maybe it was on my old channel and not this channel. The channel was taken down in 2020, um, where the dude from NBC says, he says the only way the stock market can act like this is if it's manipulated. So even the stock market ain't really real. I mean, they put the numbers on. It's somebody. You know what I say? The egghead man in the room. It's the same way with all of this shit. There's an egghead man in the room pulling all these strings. So, and so that's how it is. And like a lot of people look at it emotion and think it's real, but it's nothing to be emotional about because I mean, I guess some people cry in movies and shit, but it's the same. When you watching sports, it's the same. It's not real, right? You're not jumping over my head. Exactly, exactly. You know, he didn't raise up or nothing. You didn't see him there. And it was like the Green Bay kick. Damn, dude didn't even sell out to block him. You see dude coming hard to your left, you just push him away to your left. You on the line, your thing is, okay, there's nobody inside of you. It was just him. He let him go. If you rewatch the play, the Green Bay block, he lets him go. He tries to defend him with one arm instead of setting himself up in front of him, pushing him out the way. He doesn't do that at all. He doesn't do that at all. Something that you do every time. He lets him block the kick. So, and again, like I mentioned, they like the same script. I mean, what are the odds that you're gonna have multiple games where two games was decided by block kicks? And it makes you just see that, like, man, they can't really script games. They don't really script games good. As I said, you can watch multiple like hockey is even the thing. One dude gets a hat trick, it's another dude cross country get a hat trick. I mean, they always copy other. It's like if one person has this here, it's usually somebody else will, or sometimes they have it here. Like my analogy of baseball is the best one. It's the best one because that's what I usually see. So so that's part of the script. And then tomorrow we got the Ravens and the Lions. And I think the Ravens should win at home. I think it's the Ravens at home. So even though the Lions look better, but um, I don't know if they're going to get the consistency that they need. Oh, that felt good. Get that burp in. Oh, he got game, Jordan. Let me turn back here. Let me say something about these. All right, there we go. Now it's funny. I got the baby blue pair of these. The baby blue pair that released I think in 24. And like from the original pair, even though the leather is really good, these shoes crimp pretty bad. Now I don't wear mine enough, but I remember my first pair did the same thing. So the leather is pretty consistent from the old pair. But it's like they really crimp bad for it being leather. It really crimps bad at the toe, and I had forgot that. When my new pair, I remember when I wore them, I was like, my original pair did the same thing. They did the exact same thing. Oh, okay. So it's interesting. You go back and get shoes, and then you see the same thing. Now these, this is the pair I didn't get, but they ain't that much. Let's see. They ain't gonna be that much for me. They still over 300, and I'm not paying 300 for the motherfuckers. I refuse to pay 300 for those. I pay 300, it better be handmade like them boots that says Red Wing behind me. But 300 when they was two something, yeah, and I was just too slow. I'm gonna get the pair in November though. I'm gonna get the pair in November. I don't know if I'm gonna get them shays. I like the baby blue because I seem to buy a lot of baby blues, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get those when they come out because I'm gonna get and I might because they only $130. So, but I'm still gonna get those Chicago Jordan 40s that's coming out. And I wonder if I can find those. Um, See if I can pull them up. No, they did not come up. Oh, right here. Oh, yeah, here they go. All right. Here they go. They're just going to be...
Air Jordan 40, Chicago details plus release information. The Air Jordan 40 makes a bold entrance with a refined Chicago colorway, honoring the legacy of Jordan brand while introducing a new chapter in its evolution. It's a statement piece that blends classic DNA with forward-thinking design. Smooth white leather sets the foundation, sharply contrasted by bold black overlays and striking varsity red accents that pay tribute to Jordan brand's most legendary colorways. A sail midsole adds a vintage tone, capturing the feel of worn-in favorites from Jordan history. For the first time ever, the Nike swoosh appears on a flagship model, paired with the classic Wings logo for a powerful blend of old and new. The shoe also debuts Zoom X cushioning. The outsole features a mix of cream and red with a sharp black heel section, giving it a bold technical aesthetic that pushes the silhouette into the future. The Air Jordan 40 Chicago is set to launch on...
I will not miss out this time. Yeah, so I don't need another pair till then. But if you didn't see those before, those are tight. I don't know if you like shoes. The 40 road, the Dusty Rose came out yesterday. Yeah, I can say I ain't really feeling those. Not a lot I got is gonna go with them too. So so I don't know. I didn't get them, and they didn't sell out like I could have got a pair because I think they didn't sell out in 10 minutes. When I looked, it was around 9:30, and there was still a pair of 13, 14s. Now those, mine behind me are 14s. They seem to run kind of tight. Those 14s fit me, and it's just funny with shoes because like I can wear most 14s. But one of my feet is bigger than the other, but I can still wear most 14s. When I tried those on, I was like, oh no, because that's all they had. When I went to the mall, they only had these white ones behind me. And so they only had a 14. So I was like, let me try them on. When I tried them on, I was like, oh shit, these run small. So if I got another pair, I'd get 14s too. So, and yeah, they came out yesterday. I could have got a pair. I turned in, but it was like, I really, I don't have a lot to match that. And I'd rather wait to get the ones that's coming out. Because LeBron's come out too. And but and it's funny, the LeBrons are coming out in the sneakers. NFL, Verno Sports, yeah, is more fixed than ever. Indeed. I mean, every year they get better at fixing it, if you really look at it. They've been fixing these games since the 1920s. I mean, really, they've been fixing these games. I mean, it was never a time where it wasn't fixed. It was never a time where the games weren't fixed. It's always been fixed. I'm like Ken Burns. He does the best of showing how sports are fixed. And if you look at Ken, and that you got to pay if you want to see Ken Burns. If you didn't originally watch it when they first put it out, you have to pay now to see Ken Burns. It's like even on YouTube to see Ken Burns baseball, you got to pay for it. But they showed you it early before the owners owned it, because baseball was the thing, and this is what's fucked up about baseball. The players invented baseball, not invented, but the players came together and started having games. And the way they would do games to generate interest was, we'll play at my place and we'll play a doubleheader. We'll win both games, but when we come to your place, you win both games, and it'll generate people wanting to see the games. And so for about 10 years, the players ran the league. And then what did the people who wanted to be owners? Oh, we found one player was fixing games, when it was based on fixing games. But the owners was able to put it in the newspapers because that's what they wanted. They wanted to own teams. They didn't want they didn't want the players to own it. They wanted to have owners instead of players owning their own sport. And like we know with basketball, them people think, the first leagues was created by them peoples. No, there's nobody can say they weren't, but they think they own it because of that. And that's why, all the presidents have been them peoples, and them peoples have a strong hand on basketball because they think because they supported the first semi-pro leagues, the first church leagues or synagogue leagues, summer leagues that they own basketball. You know, when we know there were other leagues, the Black Five. You know, the Black Five toured just like the Globetrotters. So it was one time others owning, owning. Before the Globetrotters was bought, it was a group of young men that owned the Chicago. I think they're the Chicago Savoys. They owned it at first before they let the Globetrotter dude. And they came out of Chicago. And then he said, well, the Harlem Renaissance, so let's use Harlem. But the team was actually out of Chicago. And then when Manny bought the team, Manny brought the team here. The team was based here for a number of years. They had all their workouts and stuff. And, people, didn't realize that Globetrotters always had a couple teams, especially like once going into the 70s. It was a couple teams of Globetrotters. So they could, hit the country. Like my friend Tyrone, he was on one of those other teams. And that's like, me to show pro sports. I had another friend. We had another friend that we was with the Globetrotters. I met him through Tyrone. And this cat played with the other team, the Generals. All right. So he played generally with the Generals. But sometimes they would need him to play for the Globetrotters. One night, we watched this mug score 50 against the Globetrotters. And they still lost, but he was putting in that work. And of course, when the tricks is going, he would go along with the tricks. But when they was playing, he was pushing the ball up and they didn't care because they knew they were still going to win. But yet I watched him play a fixed game where he still scored 50 points. So to say, to say that one guy can't play well, and it be fixed is that's some bullshit. You can. So. But yeah, I mean, so they got, and the technology is just helping them more and more. Now the balls, they admit the balls got something in them because to do that measuring shit, the ball got to have some kind of tracking in it to do the electronic measurement, a video measurement. The ball's got to play some role. It ain't just on the field. You got to, where the ball is placed on the field. How do you know where the ball is if the ball ain't got some kind of tracking in it? You dig? So, and like it's just to the point where if people don't understand. You just don't understand. It's no convincing people that people are that all sports are fixed and all the players know about it. I mean, baseball by far is the easiest sport to fix. It's very it's by far the easiest one to fix. To fix, and if anybody you can still go in there early if you have tickets and watch batting practice. I mean, if you ever watched a home run derby. They're trying to let them hit home runs. That's another thing that that if they want a home run, they can get a home run hit. So it's just that simple. I'm pretty sure, like baseball, I've showed before where they got to hear things in their ear, catch it, drop it, throw the ball away. That's I've been talking about that for years. So that's that's something that they do. Because you can like we saw Judd last year in the World Series drop an easy fly ball that kind of was the series. It was a critical play, and it pretty much won the series for the other team when Judge dropped that ball. A ball that he should have made an easy catch. But again, somebody's like there, hey, drop it. So, or tell the pitcher, and we know the pitcher got electronics because of the of them telling the pitches and calling the pitches now electronically. So tell the pitcher, give up a home run. And don't let me break down what I broke down years ago when I caught that Korean game during COVID, when the guy said, now you got guys who can't even hit the curve. So what happens? They don't throw the curves to him. I mean, he gave that gem up because again, he ain't think anybody was listening, bored he's at his house at 4:00 in the morning doing a game in Korea. He's watching the game on TV just like you are, but he's doing the commentator. But that's what he said. He slipped. Said, now you got a lot of guys that can't hit the curve. So what happens? Nobody throws them curves. So, I mean, that tells you right there. I mean, he admitted, he kind of admitted he had a slip. And I think, yeah, that might have been, no, I don't know if I caught that one. Maybe that might have been, I don't know if I caught that one, but it was early in the morning. I think I had just got done doing the show. That's why I was up. But Korean baseball, when they was trying to bring sports back. And that's why, you know, if you look at COVID, why wrestling was so easy to to step right up during COVID. Wrestling has, you know, the script regardless of fans in there or not. They didn't need, you know, you notice that. Wrestling didn't need fans to be successful. And remember they was putting the computer where they was making people pay to be fans in the computer like they did in the bubble, where you could pay to have your face put on the screen. That's how much suckers people are. They started that shit in wrestling though. You could, you know, put you on the screen while the wrestling match is going because you can't be there. Them is for suckers. That's sucker shit there. And suckers went for it. Hey, did you see me up on the screen? So, uh, so, yeah, and that bubble shit was like, you know, the most retarded stuff ever. Having them hoop in the bubble. Come on now. That was that just showed you right there. There was no. I mean, it was just again. It was a psychological warfare. All of it was so. And we were the pawns. You know, we were the pawns. Damn, is this around here? Wow. When was this? Huh, I think this is here in Minnesota. Let's check it out. Authorities, alcohol suspect played a factor in the Maplewood, Minnesota rollover crash that killed a 1-year-old boy. It says the crash happened at a couple hours ago. Highway 36, southbound Highway 61. 20-year-old woman from St. Paul's driving a Tahoe at a high speed rate when she appeared to lose control. Went off the roadway, rode into a ditch ramp, and landed upside down, submerged 1 to 2 feet of water. Authorities say a 1-year-old boy was extracted from underneath the vehicle. God damn. A 5-year-old boy and a 6-year-old boy and a 30-year-old man was transported. Why did they let her drive? Why did they let her drive? Why did they let her drive? Why did those 3 people let her drive? Well, she could have been a bully and like, fuck that, this is my car. And if you want to go, you know, I mean, you know, you never know. You got women out there that bully like that. I can drive. Why didn't you just leave your car? Leave your car and go back and get on another day. You'll be alive. Why take that chance? Why take that chance? You know, why take that chance? And that's what, when pro athletes and, you know, famous people get caught drunk driving, why? With Lyft, I mean, you got so many other ways to get home. You know, you don't just have to drive drunk. Call a friend. Shit, you know, that's the easiest way. Hey, Marv, can you come pick me up? Most of the time, Marv will say, yeah, if you're his guy, you can come back and get your car in the morning. But, you know, people make bad decisions, life-changing decisions. Just killed a 1-year-old that was innocent. And for the 1-year-old to get thrown out the car, he wasn't in the car seat. It's the other part of it. The 1-year-old would have lived if he'd have been in the car seat. But the 1-year-old obviously wasn't in the car seat. And the Tahoe was probably sitting in the middle or something. To get thrown from the car, it wasn't in the car seat. Just proves how much evil is in the world. Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, as again, it could have been the lady's a bully. The man might have been drunk too. But why didn't they have a 1-year-old in the car seat? So that's sad that 1-year-old doesn't get to go any further than this. So the world can be evil at times. There's parts of the world that definitely can be evil at times. I wouldn't say evil, I say more wicked than evil. More wicked. The world can be very wicked. And that's the sad part of the world. And Maplewood is not that far from me. It's like right on the border. Matter of fact, I keep forgetting it's the Toby's over there. That's my nickname. Toby is one of my nicknames, but really it turned into Tobe. Turned into T-O-B, but growing up I was known as Toby. Probably one of the first, you know, again I'm 64, so the movie came out, Toby Tyler, 61, 62, the Disney movie. That was where the name first got popular. I don't know where that's at. Whoa. But I hope everybody feels good. I hope everybody feels positive. It's kind of like it's a downer because this is really the last night of the summer of 25, and we look at seasons, we don't realize how important each season was. We just and especially like if you live in the Midwest, the way we love the summers. Like when you live in warm places, the summer doesn't mean as much to you as it does people that live on the East Coast and live in the Midwest. The summers just mean so much more to us because when you live in a climate where you can go outside all year round, you don't appreciate it as much. When you live in a climate where for part of the year you ain't gonna be outside other than getting in and out of your car. Those that like to ski, those that like to sled and just fuck around, but for the most part, you live inside. You got to live inside for the amount of months that the weather's bad. And that's when you look at who has the advantage of baseball. It's like up here, baseball's played indoors to a certain point. And it's not really played indoors, it's practiced indoors. Now, as far as I've seen, there's no real facility that you can do full games. You can practice some things. I know we have where I play pickleball, it's a bubble they put over the field, and in the winter times they play soccer, and they do play a little bit of baseball in there, but it's small. I mean, it's big enough for a couple big soccer fields, but when you look at the way they set it up in baseball, it's still not as big, and it has a ceiling, so you hit high pop-ups, it's going to hit up into that up into the ceiling. So, other places, warmer places definitely have an advantage where you can be outside and play baseball all year. That's an advantage, and so in some ways it's surprising. But again, the people that's really into it, what you can do is, you practice those skills. I mean, you can get grounders, you can get hitting. There's year-round hitting, of course. So, still a way to do it if you want it. If you want it, you can do it. So, but we just, it's, if you look back at the summer in 25, did you have a really good summer? Did you really enjoy it? And I can say I really did. This was really my plants did well. My outdoor plants did really well. And got to travel a little bit. So it was cool, and I'm a homebody, so I could really care less about traveling. But, I don't mind. My wife likes traveling. But like I don't really want to go overseas unless I go to Mexico or South America. That's the only things I want to see. I don't want to see nothing in Africa. I don't want to see Greece. I don't want to see England. I don't want to see Kemet. That's Africa. I do not want to go to Israel. I don't want to see none of that shit. I don't want to go to Germany. I don't want to go to Spain. I don't want to go to Russia. Don't want to go to China, Korea, Vietnam. I don't want to see none of that shit. That shit ain't me. My people ain't from none of that shit. So there's no culture that I identify with none of those places, especially Greece. That's so funny. Some country that stole another country's culture, and then they want to say, because of the West, they want to say that, that they were the first Western kind of people to be civilized. So that's, I don't see that shit. And they convince you that that's important to you to see. So, but to each his own. Whatever you want to see in the world, if that's something you want to see, right on to you. That's all I got to say is right on to you. Well, I ain't really got a lot to say. I don't really got a lot of philosophizing to do. I think I'm out of water too. But maybe Wednesday morning I might come back on, early morning, come back on and give out my prediction, or Thursday morning, depend on how much I play. Because hopefully I might play every day this week, depending on how my legs feel. Because if I can play outdoors and then get in the hot tub and then come home and ice, it takes a lot of inflammation out of my legs. So, getting old, y'all. But I think I have a partially torn MCL on my left leg too. So I've got a brace that holds it in. But I guess moving forward for the week, it's like me and my friend Pomatic was talking, and it's like, and I'll bring this up with him too. But it's like if you look at time, is it is like especially when you don't work. When you don't work, life looks so different. It's like my wife always says, Monday night, oh, I can't wait for the weekend, or you can, but it's like when you don't work and your time is your own, the days are the same pretty much. And it almost makes you look like, if you look at Groundhog Days, are days really different? What was the Adam Sandler movie? Quick or whatever, Click. It was called Click. Remember with the remote? And he would do the same, like that remote made him where he could fuck his wife really fast and get all this shit done where he could get back and kick it. And that's kind of looking that movie really shows you kind of how life is. It's like, are the days really different? We perceive the days as really different, but if you look and you're doing almost the same thing every day, is it really different? Even though different things happen, but is it really different? Or is it just a continuous day, continuous night? It's like just like when you don't work, it's just one continuous day almost. Like last night, I normally don't stay up late, but I try to be with my wife a little bit, and she likes staying up late. So I stayed up until I think 2:30 with her. And so today I got up late. I got up at 10 to 11. So for me, I got up late. I like to get up around 8 or 9 normally, even the weekends or whatever. I like to get up early. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna get up at 8, and I'll probably be at the pickleball court a little after 9. And I'm gonna play about 4 or 5 games outside, and I'm gonna go inside. And if nobody's playing inside, I'm gonna just go to the hot tub. That's really all I'm going up there for. But if it's some people that's playing, and I can get a couple more, because I'm playing tomorrow night too, so I might play 3 times tomorrow. And so, is it like, even think about when you was in elementary school, just up to high school? Was it really 12 years, or is all just 1 year, and you was just living the same year over and over again, getting bigger? And you had these different perceptions. Every year as you're supposedly getting better and you have more freedom. So was it 12 years, or is it just one continuous year? And that's life. Is it like me? Is it 64 years, or has it just been one continuous year? And see, that's why I go into time, in the philosophy of time, that this is a time continuum universe. Because all this that I've just described is all, again, based on time. It's just continuous time. And again, time can be back, forth, up, down. It's no one way of time. I mean, they've taught you that it's just this, but it's more than that. Everything. All these protons, neurons, oxygen, time is got something to do with all this stuff. Time regulates everything. I mean, if you don't think time regulates your body, you got an Apple Watch, look, do your heart right now and see if your heart ain't beating. It's going to show you how many times your heart is beating. Why do you think when you have to get what do they put in your heart, pacemaker? What is that for? That's for your heart to keep time. Your blood, your internal organs, the way you blink, the way you see, is all based on time. Light. Time was before light. And then you can say what came first, sound or light, and it seems like sound came before even light. As I've said about the time walkers, walk on light. They use light as their way of moving. So they move faster than light. So it shows you that there is something faster than light. Because the time walkers can use light to move, there's something faster than light. And so again, you have to ask yourself, is this just a continuous time thing? And, just it's like a play, it's like a play. It's like every day is a play, but it's like the play is a fluid type of play. And some people think that change is the enemy, and change is definitely with time. It's change. That is something definitely based on time, is change. Or they say good timing, perfect timing, good luck. So all these things is, so it's like, and so as you master these kind of thoughts and you see every day, it's like, okay, even like even when you don't feel well, in time you'll feel better. You know that you can change. And then even if you just, feel bad and it's your time to expire, why, there's no reason to yes, you're going to miss your loved ones, but if you understand the way it moves, it's nothing to dread. Because time don't stop because you die, does it? You done been to funerals, time don't stop because you die. So something else happens to you. Again, you go back to the source of time. Because this thing keeps moving. It's just you get pulled out of this. And the Gnostics look at it as something that, it's like this. Some people look at this as the illusional world. That's kind of a very Gnostic kind of thought. So, it's like man caught shooting up Sacramento. It just never stops. It just never stops. And it's funny, like, a lot of you are a lot younger than me, but like, even in my 20s, I never really thought about that in the 2000s, how old I would be. Even though it wasn't in my lifetime, it wasn't that far away. In the 90s, well, in the 80s, I didn't think that, 40 years from now, I'm going to be an older person. And the times were different. There is such thing as an old world. It's no doubt. It's no doubt there was an old world that you just don't see anymore. I mean, it appeared like it was almost something different, almost something a little realer. I would agree with that part, that the time seemed realer than it does today. And in some ways, before the cell phones and everything, it's like times was simpler and people were a little more joyful. I mean, I can remember waking up on a Saturday morning, smoking a joint, got my speakers going, and when you live in the hood, you got nothing but brothers and sisters on both sides, so you can blast your music anytime. He's like, okay, these niggas better be up by 10 or 11. And they don't care. Brothers and sisters don't really care when motherfucker blast their music. And I'm blasting my music, and I look out in front, and there's people breakdancing and shit. Got their cardboard, and they're out there breakdancing. Because I had, like, cut the music off. They're like, hey, why you cut the music off? I look out my door and there's 30, 40 children just getting down, dancing and shit. And that was real. If you dig what I'm saying. It's like I created a vibration and these children had listened to it for so long, it's like, fuck, this nigga's just gonna play music forever. So let's go out. And that's what I mean, I played music for probably 2-3 hours. I'm just jamming. I'm fucking around, blending with my tape, mixing back and forth with my two turntables, blending my tape in. I'm just into it. I'm smoking weed and I'm just into the music. And because of the vibration I put out there, kind of like the Pied Piper, it attracted the children. And that seemed real. That seemed real because they was vibing like I was vibing, you know. And again, it's funny. I heard somebody else say it on YouTube, but I've been saying it for years. I give freely, you know. I don't be on here. I ain't never been on here begging for money. I saw one chick. This chick's got 30 or 40,000 subscribers, and this chick again talking about, well, I'm about to be homeless. I tried it out here in LA and I can't make it. I'm about to be homeless, and I'm gonna go down to San Diego and gonna try to live out on the beach. I'm like, how long are you gonna be scamming, lady? You was crying a couple years ago talking about your sons was about to go to jail and you needed some help, and now you're telling people you're about to be homeless. Well, why? Well, the shelters are all packed and I can't get into a shelter. And I'm like, you are just you a grifter. You can tell she's a grifter. So how can you get enlightenment from somebody you see grifting? And I know, like, one thing Super Sly said that really was right. Because you catch somebody grifting, does that mean all their information is bad? And that's not necessarily the case. But you just learn, don't send them any bread. Because of a lot of people, they could say things that is very purposeful. Brother Polite, there was a lot when he first came out. There was useful stuff. Remember him talking about light and light bulbs compared to light outside. I mean, it was some very useful stuff. But again, people, get caught up in fame. I mean, I've been famous enough. I got to play. I got to live my life dream. I got to play football on television. That's all I really. That was enough for me. To play college football was more than enough for me. I was able to play semi-pro basketball, and that ain't glory, but I love to do it. So that's why I did it. So I got to do, and I don't do this for money. I don't need the bread. I don't really need the attention. I just come on here and give freely. I try to give some advice of an old person. And what I talk about, and especially sports, I studied, met people, studied, been to games. I mean, you look back at when every time I go to a game, I try to look for the technology, especially basketball. I try to look around to see where the technology is. Like where is this basket manipulation stuff and what has changed? How's the baskets changed? I go to games and look at all that stuff. So, and it's like, why waste your life being, not having joy? That's another thing. It's like if like even couples, like why would you stay with somebody and neither one of you are joyful? I mean, if you're making arrangements where you roommates and shit, okay, make that arrangements. But why make each other miserable? Why argue? Just leave the situation or say, okay, I'm gonna be a roommate, when I go, and you go, you go. Or just go your separate way. It's people out there that don't want to be alone. They just would be with somebody. I know my ex-wife is like that. My three boys' mama. As soon as she break up with one dude, she looking for another one, hard as hell. That's all that's on her mind. I can't be lonely. That's all that's on her mind. When she's single, she ain't gonna be single long. She gonna look hard because she doesn't like being alone. She doesn't feel comfortable in her own thoughts, and. And I'll say that she's kind of a sickly person too. She lost a ton of weight, but she's still sick all the time, which, she comes from sickly people. But she's just that kind of person. She's going to be with somebody because she doesn't want to be alone. And I think it scares her that she's so sickly, and to be sickly and being alone probably double scares her. But she tries. I mean, she hips me to medicine and vitamins and minerals. So, she's doing her best she could do. I'm still proud of her. I'm not saying I'm not. We ain't enemies. We don't fight, and I ain't got nothing to fight about. I'm satisfied in my situation, and I hope she's satisfied in hers. I have to deal with her maybe twice a year, or if something's going on with our children, even though they grown niggas, we still talk and things like that. You dig? Oh, well, that's all the philosophizing I got tonight. I appreciate you guys coming. Um, you know, try to give it to you the best I can and just give you some things to think about. But as you go on your week, just believe in yourself. And we all have time control. Time is on your side. That's the thing. Time is on your side. Time is with you. Like they say, the amount of time you're given. Well, you manipulate that time. You know, like I don't care about being late because I already know that the time is with me. So the time resets for me. So it's the same way with everybody. The time is your time. It's like when you work, set your clock to the work time. Set your clock to the work time. Don't, if it ain't computer time, set it to the work time. So you operate on that time. So, you manipulate that. Like, well, I know their clock 5 minutes slow or 5 minutes fast. So you dig. And so you ain't, you're manipulating it still if you operate it on their time. Instead of you trying to say, well, no, my phone and the actual time is this. Well, if the office time ain't that, when you got to punch in or computer in or whatever the fuck, set your clock to that time. And that's a way to manipulate it. So, all right. Thank you for coming. You know, I tried my best, give you a little bit of something other than sports. But this has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am Big Pontiac. The time